Hello everyone, welcome to Brain Blitz Audios. Today in this episode of VITEEE Questions with Solution, we are going to be looking at some sample questions of the Aptitude section of VITEEE. So this is excellent preparation for the Aptitude section for VITEEE 2021. So Aptitude is one of the subjects that is taken under VITEEE, and it's a subject that most people did not, prepare for well. So in this particular episode, we're going to be looking at some aptitude questions and how to solve and how we can solve them in detail. So here lies our first question. This question is based on a number series. In the following series, identify the term which does not fit in the series. And the series here is 40, 34, 28, 25, 22, and 20. So, how do we solve this question? In order to dissect any number series, the first thing we do is find out the difference between the consecutive numbers in each series. So, for example, you have 40, 34, 28, 25, 22, and 20. So in this particular type of question, there is one term that does not fit in the series. So our goal is first to find a pattern between the numbers that do fit in the series. So 40. The difference between 40 and 34 is 6. So 40 minus 6 gives you 34. And similarly, 34 minus 6 gives you 28. 28 minus 25 is 3. 25 minus 22 is 3, and 22 minus 20 is 2. So this is according to the series that we have. We know that this is not the correct series. There is a term here which is incorrect and which does not fit in this series. So let's start from the opposite end. So the difference between 22 and 20 is 2. The difference between 22 and 25 is 3. And from the first end, the difference between 40 and 34 is 6. So these three differences will give us the pattern here. The pattern in this question is that the difference between each number in the series is from the number 6 to the number 2. So you have 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2. So that's the idea. But since 34 minus 28 is 6 and 28 minus 25 is 3, the error lies in one of these three numbers. So we have now narrowed our field down to one of three digits. So 34, 28, and 25 are set to be, one of these numbers is set to be incorrect. So that means option C, 22, is, well, it does fit in the series, so the option becomes incorrect because 22 minus 20 is minus 2, so it fits in the pattern. Now let's look at 25. If we were to say that 25 is incorrect, then the problem arises that another number that comes here, it will not be, having a difference of 3 with 22. So since there is a continuity of the pattern here between 25 and 22, the option 25 is also incorrect because 25 fits in the series. Similarly with 34, if we were to remove 34 and place it with another number, then the difference between that number and 40 will not be 6. So therefore, option A also fits in the series, so it's incorrect. The right answer is option B, 28. It's because of the number 28 that 34 and 28 have a difference of 6, and 28 and 25 have a difference of 3. The correct series for this question will be 40 minus 6 is 34, 34 minus 5 is 29, 29 minus 4 is 25, 25 minus 3 is 22, 22 minus 2 is 20. So by looking at the differences which are correct here, we have narrowed our field down to one of three options, and since the outermost options do contribute to the continuity of the series, it had to be 28, option B, that was incorrect for this question. Now let's look at another sample question. A clock is so placed at 1:30 p.m. noon such that its hour hand is pointing towards east. In which direction does its minute hand point at 12 noon? So we have a clock here, two clocks. One clock is pointing at 1:30 in the afternoon, and the other clock is pointing at 12 p.m., which is 12 noon. So in order to solve this question, we need to understand what type of question is this. This question is a direction question and not a calendar clock question. So we need to first find out the direction of the hour hand at 1:30 p.m. and then using that we need to find a relation of the directions inside the clock and then find the direction of the minute hand at 12 noon. So here we have the directions, a direction map, and we can see that this particular arrow here points in the same direction as the hour hand at 1:30. So therefore, since we have the information that the hour hand points east, we will write this particular direction as east. And if this particular direction is east, the direction opposite to it, that is this one, will be west. And if east, we know east and west, we can easily find out north, that's this direction, and south, which is that direction. Direction between north and east is what we call northeast. Between east and south, it's southeast. And then south and west, it's southwest. And between north and west, it's northwest. So now we've got our 8 directions. And we also know that at 1:30 p.m., the hour hand faces east. So if we were to look at this particular arrow, the arrow that shows northeast, it is also the same direction at which the minute hand strikes at 12 o'clock. So at 12 o'clock, you can see that both the hour and the minute hand point towards 12. And 12 is at the top part of the clock, and the upward direction in our revised system of direction points towards northeast. So therefore, the correct answer for this question is option A, northeast. If we were to look at the other options, option B, southeast, would mean that the minute hand would point here. So that means it will be 12:15 instead of 12 o'clock. So that's incorrect. If we were looking at east, then the minute hand will be pointing at a direction will be pointed between 1 and 2. That means between 5 and 10 minutes. So that's approximately 12:07. So therefore, that is also incorrect. And option D, west, would mean that the hour hand would be facing somewhere here. So that is 12:38, which is also incorrect. So the correct answer for the direction of the minute hand at 12 noon is option A, northeast. So here comes the next question. This question is based on coding and decoding. In a certain code language, telephone is written as ENOHPELET. You need to find out what is the code for alligator in that particular system. So in order to solve these kinds of questions, it's a good idea to write the word in block letters with plenty of amount of space, and then write the code word below it. So in this particular case, it's ENOHPELET. So TELEPHONE. Now, if you have an analytical mind, you would have guessed by now that the letters in the code language are the same letters in the word. The difference being that the order of the letters is reversed. So T comes last, then E, then L, then E, then P, then H, then O, then N, and finally you have E in the first letter. The first letter. So the relation here is that the letters are reversed. So the reversed letters of that word constitute the code. in this language. So now we have the word alligator, A-L-I-G-A-T-O-R. The word alligator, if written in code, would imply that we have to reverse the order of letters in this word. So the first letter will be R, then we have O, and then and T, then A. After that we have G, then I, then L, and finally A. So this is the code word for alligator. And if you look at our options, you can see that option B turns out to be the correct option. If you were to, check out, if you want to check out the other options, all you have to do is reverse the order of the letters. So option A will become E-L-I-G-A-T-O-R, which is not alligator. So option A is incorrect. And if you were to look at option C, it will be A-L-I-G-E-T-O-R, which again has a difference in spelling, so that's incorrect. And the last option will become L-A-I-G-A-T-O-R, which is different from the word which we have, that is alligator. So therefore, options A, C, and D are incorrect, because when we use the system for coding those words, for decoding these options, the word does not become alligator. It's only option B, R-O-T-A-G-I-L-A, which when used in the code turns out to become alligator. So option B is the correct option. Let's look at the next question. This question is based on syllogism. So basically, we are given some statements and are asked to find out conclusions here. So in the following question, select the set of conclusions that logically follows from the given statements. Let's look at the statements. All cups are paper. All papers are water. And the conclusions that follow are all cups are water, all waters are cups, some water are cups, some water are paper. So option A states that all of them are correct. Option B states that 1, 3, and 4 follow. Option C states that conclusion 1 is incorrect. And option D states that we can only take conclusion 1 and 4. So a good way to, answer questions of syllogism is to use the Venn diagram. So when using, so we will use the Venn diagram in order to categorize our statements. So the first statement says that all cups are paper. So that means the set of cups that we have will all be inside another set containing paper. So our statement is that all cups are paper. So the diagram for cups will always be inside the diagram of paper. Next, we have the statement that, when we look at it, the statement is that all papers are water. So that means the set paper will be inside an even larger set, which is water. So that means all cups are paper and all paper are water. So the first conclusion was all cups are water. And that conclusion is true, because the set of cups is inside the set of paper, which is fully inside the set of water. So the set of cups will always be inside the set of water. So option A is correct. Now conclusion B was all water are cups. Now that is incorrect, because number one, the set of cups here is less than the set of water. And since water is inside cups, there may be some elements in the set water which may not be present in the set cups. So therefore, conclusion 2 is incorrect. Now what about conclusion 3? This states that, some water are cups. Now this statement is correct, because there are some elements in water which may be in cups, which may not be in cups. So that is correct. And conclusion 4 was some water is paper, which again is correct since paper is lesser than water. So some elements in water may be outside of the set paper, so therefore some water is paper and some water is not paper. So that is correct. So as you can see, conclusions 1, 3, and 4 are the correct conclusions in this question. So from the two statements, we can conclude that conclusions 1, 3, and 4 are correct. And therefore, the correct option among the 4 will be option B, because option B gives us the correct conclusions that follow. If you were to select option A, then you can see that it also says that statement 2 is correct, whereas it's not correct. And if you look at option C, then it says that statement 2 is correct, where in fact it's incorrect. And if you look at option D, it says that only conclusions 1 and 4 follow. So conclusion 3 is eliminated and it's set to be incorrect, which is not true. So the correct option is option B, only 1, 3, and 4 follow. Now let's look at the final question of this episode. A school has 4 sections A, B, C, D of class 9 students. The results of half-yearly and annual examinations are shown in the table given under. And it says that students failed in both examinations from 4 sections. Students failed in half-yearly but passed in annual examinations. Among the 4 sections, students passed in half-yearly but failed in the annual exams. You have numbers from the 4 sections, and student passed in both exams, 4 sections. So if the number of students passing an examination is considered as a criteria for comparison of the difficulty level of the 2 exams, then which of the following statements is true? Half-yearly exams were more difficult, annual exams were more difficult, both the exams have almost the same difficulty level, and the 2 examinations cannot be compared in difficulty level. So we will use so this question is based on data interpretation, and we have to interpret the data given to us. And we will use the criteria that the number of students passing an examination can be considered as the criteria for the comparison of the difficulty level. So in order to compare the difficulty levels of the half-yearly and annual exams, we need to understand the number of people passed in each of the exams. So if you want to check out for half-yearly exams, then it will be the number of students passed in half-yearly exams but failed in annuals, and the number of students passed in both examinations. If you were to look at the number of students passed in annual exams, then you need to check out the second row and the fourth row. Students failed in half-yearly but passed in annual examinations, as well as students passed in both examinations. So now that we know which row of data we need to use for both the situations, we can start adding up. So for half-yearly, the number of students who passed only the half-yearly exam will be 6 plus 17 plus 9 plus 15. We're adding the students from all the 4 sections because we're taking a total. So we're adding all 4 of them. So we have these number of students passing only the half-yearly exam, and then we have 64 plus 55 plus 46 plus 76. These are the students who passed both the exams. So we have 76, 64, 55, and then finally 46. 6 plus 4 gives you 10, plus 5 gives you 15, plus 6 gives you 21. 2 goes over here. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 6 is 15, plus 5 is 20, plus 4 is 24. So 241. And if you look here, 9 plus 6 gives you 15. 15 plus 15 gives you 30. 30 plus 17 gives you 47. So the number of students who passed half-yearly examinations are, the number of students are 241 plus 47. So 7 plus 1 gives you 8. 4 plus 4 gives you 8. 2 plus 0 gives you 2. So 288 students passed the half-yearly examination. Now, if you look at the annual examination, in the annual exams, you have 14 plus 12 plus 8 plus 13 students who passed the annual examination only. And then you have the set of students who passed both exams, so 64 plus 55 plus 46 plus 76. Now, we know the value of the second set of students, so that is 241. If you were to look at this set, 12 plus 8 gives you 20. 20 plus 14 gives you 34. And 34 plus 13 gives you 47. So the number of students who passed the annual examination only is 47, and the number of students who passed both exams is 241. So we now have 241 plus 47, which we have added earlier to get the result 288. So as you can see, the number of students who passed the half-yearly examinations is equal to the number of students who passed the annual examinations. Both of their numbers are 288. So therefore, since the number of students passing the half-yearly exams is equal to the number of students passing the annual exams, we can conclude that both the examinations had almost the same difficulty level. So, and the reason why we've concluded that option C is correct, because we're using the statement that the number of students passing an exam is a criteria for the comparison of difficulty level. So when we look at the other options, it says option A says half-yearly exams were more difficult, but then since an equal number of students passed both exams, this conclusion is erroneous. If you look at option B, it says annual exams were more difficult, but then again, the number of students who passed both the exams were equal. So again, this conclusion is also wrong. And finally, it says the two exams cannot be compared to the difficulty level. This statement is downright incorrect, because the question itself gave us the criteria that the number of students passing an exam can be used for comparing the difficulty level of that exam. So therefore, option C, both exams had almost the same difficulty level, is the correct question for this, is the correct answer for this question on data interpretation. So that concludes this episode of VITEEE Questions with Solutions. We hope you enjoyed the questions and their explanation regarding aptitude. If you want to access more of our videos, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Brain Blitz Audios. Get the latest updates by hitting the bell icon below the video. You can also access our playlist, that is for VITEEE, by clicking the link in the description box down below. So until the next webisode, take care, stay safe, bye-bye for now.